Hi, imagine opening your eyes in the middle of an unfamiliar world, wastelands where every sound could be your last, jungles hiding more than just predators, and ghost cities filled with whispers of the past. 2025 brings a new wave of survival games. In this video, I'll talk about the most interesting survival titles that are already out, as well as the ones set to release before the end of the year. I'll start with RuneScape, Dragonwilds. This is an open-world survival game set in the RuneScape universe. The story takes place on a forgotten continent where dragons have awakened. Players can explore the world solo or in co-op with up to 4 people, gather resources, build shelters, and fight mythical creatures. Their main goal is to defeat the Dragon Queen. Gameplay includes skill progression, crafting weapons, and potion brewing. Facing dragons requires careful preparation. Players must gather resources, explore ruined civilizations, and harness runic magic. Special spells allow players to blast or veins, create magical axes, and reshape the environment. Railborn. At first glance, it's classic survival. You gather resources to survive and build shelter. But in reality, the game's about restoring the environment and your own terrain. You start from scratch, collecting rare plants to bring dying biomes back to life. Movement through the world happens along railway tracks, and your mobile shelter is a train which is gradually built car by car. Players explore mysterious alien monoliths and abandoned colonial outposts. You must fully manage the train from resource allocation to system configurations. The goal is to lead a rescue expedition that will change the fate of a dying planet. Crosswind, a multiplayer survival game with pirates, where players explore vibrant, diverse biomes to gather resources, then unleash their creativity through building and crafting, turning their initial shelter into a fully functioning outpost. You can also recruit and expand your crew to speed up harvesting and production. Combat features a wide arsenal of melee and ranged weapons, allowing players to parry, dodge, and execute different attacks for success. Adventures take place both on land and at sea. From their ships, players can bombard coastal forts from afar or board and capture other vessels. Tinkerlands. This is a pixel art adventure survival game that takes the player to an archipelago of uninhabited islands, offering complete freedom to explore, build, fight monsters, and much more. The journey begins with searching for basic resources. Once you find them and survive the initial dangers, you can craft tools and build your first shelter. As you progress, you'll encounter more resources, new locations, mobs, and monsters. To take on stronger enemies, you'll need to upgrade your character and craft powerful weapons and durable armor. Aside from dangerous foes, Tinkerlands features powerful bosses that drop valuable loot. The game's building system allows you to create not just a simple base or a big house, but an entire town with various buildings and decorations. NPCs will settle there and help you throughout the game. Tinkerlands also includes a co-op mode, letting you build your town together with friends. Lost Skies, a co-op adventure with survival elements focused on exploring a vast open world made up of floating islands in the clouds. This skybound world introduces unique traversal mechanics and affects how you explore and engage in combat. The world is massive, and to fly through it, you'll need to build your own skyship. The game features a unique building system. Craft your ship's frame and place parts wherever you like, choosing materials based on quality and weight. To travel between islands, you'll use a physics-based grappling hook. Forever Skies, a first-person sci-fi post-apocalyptic survival game. After 2 years in early access, it has now fully launched with a wealth of new content. The storyline is complete, and new biomes have been added, offering more diverse environments, unique places to explore, and massive life forms that can't be defeated, but can be studied for valuable rewards. Players can collect artifacts and unlock customization options for their ship. New tools, balloons, recipes, and upgraded systems have been added. The game can be played solo or in co-op. Aloft, a co-op survival sandbox set in the clouds. Players build ships from floating islands and travel the world. The natural beauty is threatened by fungal corruption, and it's up to you to find a way to stop it before it spreads everywhere. During your travels, you'll uncover lost knowledge that unlocks upgrades and antidote recipes. The sky offers everything needed to survive. Islands provide useful resources and ancient technologies. Crafting tools and cooking food helps with exploration. Every floating ship can be customized customized with cosmetic items. You can also upgrade it with sails and rudders. Each island has a fragile ecosystem that can be easily disrupted by reckless resource use and fungal outbreaks. Crashlands 2, an open-world survival RPG. In this strange journey, you'll meet the planet's inhabitants, each with a unique personality and helpful skills. New friends will help you adapt to your new surroundings, and together you'll unlock amazing recipes. When the adventure gets tiring, you can return to your cozy home, which you build and decorate however you like. Grow a garden, try taming local creatures, or just relax with your new buddies. The planet is full of variety, from explosive meadows to mysterious lakes where you can fish under the light of 2 moons. BLACKFROST, The Long Dark 2. In the upcoming sequel to one of the most realistic survival games, the developers promise a cooperative mode where players can join forces and combine their skills to endure the harsh conditions together. A standout new feature is the Will to Live system, which adds psychological depth to survival. There's also a new permalife mode, where every death becomes the beginning of a new adventure. Players can expect new dangers and expanded RPG elements, allowing for full character customization with unique traits and skills. Everwind. This ambitious co-op sandbox survival game promises a unique experience in an open world. At its core is the classic survival loop: exploring, gathering resources, crafting tools, and fighting off a variety of enemies. Players begin on a small ship island that serves as both base and means of travel. By upgrading their shelter, crafting weapons and tools, they expand their influence, uncover new areas, and slowly unravel the game's mysteries. The combat system offers several progression paths for your character. Alchemy plays a key role too, letting players create custom potions and bombs that can help defeat tough enemies or provide temporary boosts. Save Birmingham. The game is set in 14th century Birmingham with a twist. The streets are swarming with bloodthirsty undead. As one of the few survivors, you'll need to adapt fast to this grim situation. The developers promise a full story campaign with the opportunity to explore the entire city. Based on the trailer, the gameplay sticks to classic survival mechanics: building barricades, scavenging supplies, hiding out in shelters, and crafting tools. And of course, fighting off the undead. Expect to use pitchforks, heavy armor, and other period-appropriate weapons to stay alive. StarRupture. A 4-player co-op game blending survival, exploration, and base building, set on the deadly planet Arcadia 7. Though stunning, the planet's greatest threat is the cosmic phenomenon known as the Rupture Star. Players are prisoners, sent here by faceless corporations to serve their sentence. Their mission: construct industrial bases, extract resources, and fight off alien wildlife. But all of this is just preparation for the game's core challenge: the cataclysmic rupture events, where the planet is destroyed and reborn. This destruction-rebirth cycle is central to the gameplay. With each rupture, the terrain changes, revealing new resources and long-hidden secrets. Expect a massive open world filled with remnants of past expeditions, complex production chains, tech research, and constant defense against Arcadia 7's hostile ecosystem. Sand. A multiplayer open-world shooter set on a desolate, dune-covered planet where survival is a constant battle. The core gameplay centers around massive tramplers, colossal walking machines that serve as customizable mobile bases. These mechanical beasts offer protection from sandstorms, storage for resources, and can be outfitted to become deadly weapons of war. Players engage in fast-paced first-person combat, both PvP and PvE, facing off against rival groups and environmental threats, including reanimated corpses. You can choose to survive alone or join forces in large-scale battles for control of valuable resources. Exploration is a major draw in Sand. You'll raid the ruins of lost civilizations, scavenge derelict structures, and hunt for rare materials buried beneath the sands. Under a Rock. Developed by a small team of just 5 people, Under a Rock is a vibrant survival game that casts players as 19th century explorers forced to crash land in a mysterious and uncharted land after a storm. Your main goal is to uncover what happened to a previous expedition and find a way back home. Playable solo or in co-op with up to 10 players, the game is built on Unreal Engine 5 and features a procedurally generated world roughly 64 square kilometers in size, including lakes and other biomes. One standout feature is the network of procedural underground areas seamlessly woven into the surface environment, providing deeper layers of exploration and danger. The Altars. A unique sci-fi survival experience, The Altars follows Jandalski, a lone survivor on a hostile planet after a crash. To survive and operate his mobile base, Jan creates alternate versions of himself, altars, each representing different life choices and paths not taken. These altars have their own personalities, skills, and emotional baggage, turning survival into a psychological and moral challenge. You must manage relationships, resolve conflicts, and make difficult decisions that affect not only survival, but also the personal arcs of each altar. Gameplay is split into two main parts. Base management is handled via a side-on perspective, allowing strategic planning, module building, and task coordination amid environmental hazards like radiation and anomalies. Exploration switches to a third-person view, immersing players in the dangerous planetary landscape. With branching narrative outcomes, The Altars mixes resource management, philosophical dilemmas, and psychological storytelling in a setting where the greatest challenge may be facing yourself. Dune: Awakening. This is a multiplayer survival simulator set on the planet Arrakis in an alternate timeline of the Dune universe. Players begin their journey as prisoners, tasked with uncovering the mystery behind the disappearance of the desert's native population by exploring a vast and dynamically changing open world. Surviving requires careful management of resources, such as water collected from still suits or fallen enemies, and building shelters to protect against harsh weather and massive sandworms. The gameplay features exploration using iconic Dune technologies like ornithopters and shield belts, as well as a flexible combat system with a variety of weapons and abilities. Players can create and customize their characters, items, and structures, from temporary shelters to fortified bases, which can be traded with others through blueprints. The social aspect includes forming guilds, pledging allegiance to one of the great houses, participating in political life, and fighting for control over resources. The project offers both PvE and optional PvP content, allowing players to interact on official or privately rented servers. Grounded 2. According to available information, in Grounded 2, players will once again find themselves shrunk down in size, but the world around them will be much larger. This will be a single-player or co-op open-world adventure, where you'll craft weapons and armor, build your base, and travel through the environment using a buggy. However, the developers hint that within this vast world, we'll face a new kind of threat. Subnautica 2. In the sequel, players will leave the original planet for the first time and explore new, scenic locations, encounter unique creatures, and uncover the mysteries of a new world. The game will feature both a single-player mode and a 4-player co-op mode, one of the most highly requested features from the community. For those who prefer solo adventures, the classic Subnautica experience, full of underwater silence and danger, will still be available. With a release planned for 2025, the developers promise even more game details, including new tools, vehicles, bases, and many never-before-seen creatures. While the survival genre may seem like it's worn out its welcome, with many new titles blending into each other, this year brings a few truly exciting options that are worth adding to your wishlist. The Image Game channel was with you. Have a nice day.